Once upon a time, in a world far away from the noise of everyday life, there was a quiet, hidden valley where the stars shone a little brighter, and the air was always filled with the soft hum of nature. In this valley, nestled between gentle hills and tall, ancient trees, stood a cozy little cottage. It was made of smooth stone and dark wood, with a thatched roof that seemed to blend perfectly with the world around it. This cottage had a warmth to it, a kind of peaceful energy that welcomed anyone who passed by. Inside the cottage lived a young woman who had found this peaceful place on one of her wanderings. She was a traveler, always searching for new adventures, but this valley had called out to her in a way no other place had. From the moment she arrived, she knew this was where she was meant to be. Her days were filled with simple pleasures. Each morning, she would wake up to the sound of birds chirping softly outside of her window. The sunlight would stream in through the open curtains, casting a golden glow over everything in her room. She would stretch slowly, letting the peace of the morning wash over her. After breakfast, she would step outside and feel the soft earth beneath her feet as she wandered through the nearby meadows. The grass was always dewy and cool, and flowers of every color swayed gently in the breeze. Sometimes she would close her eyes and just listen to the distant sound of the stream that wound its way through the valley, the rustling of leaves in the trees, and the songs of birds that called out to each other from high up in the branches. The day moved slowly in this quiet place. There was no rush, no need to hurry. She would spend hours reading in her favorite spot by the stream, her back resting against an old oak tree, the sound of the water flowing over smooth stones, lulling her into a soft state of relaxation. In the afternoons, she would return to the cottage and sit by the window, watching the sky change colors as the sun began to sit behind the hills. The air would grow cooler, and she would wrap herself in a warm blanket, sipping tea as the world outside turned to twilight. But it was the nights in the valley that were truly magical. As the last light of day faded, the sky would open up, revealing a blanket of stars so bright and so clear that it felt as if they were within reach. The air would be filled with the soft sounds of the night, the distant hoot of an owl, the whisper of the wind as it moved through the trees, and the occasional splash of a fish jumping in the stream. One particular night, as the young woman sat on her porch, gazing up at the stars, she felt a deep sense of peace settle over her. The world was quiet, and the only thing she could hear was the steady rhythm of her own breathing, in and out, in and out. She felt as though the stars were watching over her, wrapping her in their calm, soothing light. She closed her eyes and let herself drift, her mind becoming as soft and quiet as the night around her. She imagined herself floating among the stars, weightless and free, carried by the gentle winds of the universe. As she floated, she felt a sense of calm unlike anything she had ever known. It was as if the stars were whispering to her, telling her that she was safe, that she could let go, that she could rest. And so she did. The night deepened, and the valley grew still. Inside the little cottage, the young woman lay in her bed, her body heavy with sleep, her mind at peace. The stars continued to shine down on the valley, their light soft and steady, watching over everything below. And as she drifted deeper into sleep, the stars whispered their lullabies, guiding her through the night until morning came again with the soft light of dawn. But for now, the valley was quiet, the night was long, and the young woman was lost in her dreams.